The other day, the strangest thing happened. I was at work where I teach, and I got a phone call. And the phone call, gist of it was, it's an emergency. Your mother has fallen, and she's gone to the hospital. My mom lives with me, and of course I was devastated, but I didn't panic. I just said, Lord, it's in your hands. So I went to the hospital, and as I saw my mother in the emergency room there, wincing in so much pain, it was something, the most amazing thing I had ever seen. Here, this 78-year-old woman that's been suffering from dementia for the past 7 years, can barely remember her family, can barely sometimes remember her own name, but let me tell you something. She remembered the goodness of God. And in the midst of her personal crisis, she was calling on the name of the Lord. And she was interceding for herself. And she was asking God for help. And so the next day, when I went to visit her, good God, this is the testimony right here. When I went to visit her in the hospital, the big bump that was on her head had vanished away. The next day, the pain had subsided. The neck brace was gone. Come on in here, somebody. The doctors had run CAT scans from the top of her head to the bottom of her feet and only discovered a fracture in her hip, her right hip. But you know what? Mom said something interesting to me in the midst of all that. I said, Mom, how you feeling? She said, son, I won't complain. I'm still here. Woo. This is what she said. I've had some good days. I've had some hills to climb. I've had some weary days. My God. And some lonely nights. But when I look around and I begin to think things over, all of my good days outweigh my bad days. I won't complain. Why? For God's been good to me. He's been good to me. This is what Mary was saying. More than you on this world could ever be. He's been good to me. He dried all of my tears away, turned my midnights into day. And this is what she said. I just want to say thank you, Lord. Woo! I just got